Okay. Oh Lord. I have my headset on. Let me get that off. Let me get that off. So I'm going to talk about toxic overgiving and what that means. Toxic overgiving. I think that's important. Let me see who I can share the live with. I think there's a lot of things that we can do better, and I'm going to give you an example of toxic overgiving. Hi, Yessie, it's good to see you. Jennifer, hello, good morning. So I'm just waiting for people to get on. I'm going to give you examples of toxic overgiving, and I'm going to give you examples of giving, and here's why. This is a very interesting day today. We're celebrating something that may be correct in dates. High, meaning this is the resurrection, right? And the age of 33 is a very powerful time for all of us. I don't know how many of you are going to be 33 soon, or if you've been 33, you've gone through that rite of passage. But Jesus, Yeshua, was 33 when things happened, okay? When betrayals happened, when the wrong choices were made for him. Yesterday, we did a whole thing on Doc Holliday and find yourself a Doc Holliday. Today, we're going to be talking about toxic overgiving and how that looks. And I'm going to give you a very vile, actually, but very good example of toxic overgiving. So I'm going to ask you to share the live, and please share the live. We're going to do an oracle reading. We're going to do a collective tarot reading for the collective. They're telling me that we need to do it on the sacred, divine feminine, the wounded divine feminine. And for you who are sacred masculines, you may want to pay attention. And while I do that, but first let's talk about toxic overgiving. Please share the live, pin your goal, and more viewers. Notice go pin. I don't know, whatever. But share away. And I just shared also, and I want to thank you for doing that, because we want the collective to grow up, okay? And there are multiple things we need to do. How do I put it? I'm being called to say ceremoniously speaking. And so I just got off the phone with a wonderful client, a wonderful young client, a wonderful young starseed who I've been talking to for a while. She follows me, and she has not been chanting the mantras, right? And I was telling her it's like oxygen. Let me talk about that first before we go into toxic overgiving. So you can't capture the oxygen in your room, but if I sucked out the oxygen out of your room, in 10 minutes you would be brain dead, right? Can we agree? However, mantras have that power. They have the power to be subtle. They look mundane and subtle. And so in your mind, in your own monkey mind, you think, well, that can't work. I mean, I'm not going to even do that. Like it probably works for Tony, but not for me. And that is self-defeating lack energy. Mantras work. People aren't stupid around the world. People really value their time. And so if somebody's spending almost 2 hours a day chanting a mantra, they're doing it because it makes them feel at peace. It gains them a sense of groundedness. It dissolves blocks. Even when you are karmically bound to experience negative blocks, right? Karmic blocks based on things you've done in other lives or what have you, or your own lack of self-worth. When you chant certain mantras, these blocks will be dissolved. It's funny how I lose people when I say things like that. It's weird. There are people that say they want to be awakened, but they don't want to do the work to be awakened. That's why they go to, I'll never forget this person who said, I had my third eye opened. I almost spit my tea out because no one can open your third eye. Now, you can go to a Reiki master who will remove negative constraining energies, blockages, and gunks from your etheric body. There's no doubt about that, of course. And beware, because there's a lot of Reiki masters, and most of them are full of shit. There's some that are, if you don't feel energy coming from their hands as it levitates over your body, head, whatever, they're not healers. Okay, I'll tell you that. That's a sign right off the bat. You should feel something, just so you know. But let's go back to toxic overgivers. Thank you, Coven Page. It makes sense. So mantras work. So now that we've gotten that, I'll go back to mantras in a minute because I've been talking to Andromeda Flame, my beautiful, fantastic powerhouse high priestess. If you see her coming on those lives, make sure you follow her. But anyway, let's go to toxic overgiving. So I'll never forget this story. It shocked the hell out of me. So this woman's son was unalivened by a particular malevolent being, a man who was just an absolute, apparently evil force, and she didn't realize it. So she went to court and she forgave him when it was time for him to be to get his release, I guess. And so I thought, that's wow. I don't think I could have done that. Forgive a man for taking the life of my son. I doubt I could have ever gotten to that point. And so, but the toxic overgiving came to this point. The toxic overgiving happened when she invited him to live in her house. And he unalived her. He killed her. And that is very dramatic, but it's actually a true story. And that is the sign of toxic overgiving. Toxic overgiving is when you go and you meet maybe a couple homeless people, you give them water, you give them food, you give them a couple dollars, and that is giving. But then when you bring them home, not knowing their background, their mental health, their issues, toxic overgiving, it can turn on you, it can harm people you love and so forth. That's toxic overgiving. Does that make sense? So that's really important for you not to overgive. Now, I love overgivers. I'm an overgiver. And the goal in your incarnation is to find an overgiver to be your beloved. Hopefully, they'll be your twin, if not your high-level soulmate. And your high-level soulmate will be an overgiver like you, and you will be in heaven on earth. It's fantastic. There's nothing wrong with being an overgiver, as long as you're overgiving to the right overgiver. Does that make sense? And at that point, you're in heaven. It's beautiful. I'm going to start a yes. This happened to me until I set boundaries to protect my energy. You don't have to protect your energy, okay? When you already set boundaries with yourself. I did a live on that. It's not the boundaries you set for others that's a problem. It's the boundaries you set for yourself. Do you understand that? There's a difference in consciousness. Setting boundaries for yourself is you're putting them at arm's distance. Setting boundaries with yourself means you're putting yourself. You're calling your own bullshit out. You're going, I think I'm going too far. I'm allowing this person too much space, so I'm going to give myself boundaries. And what's funny is if you actually told someone, I'm giving myself boundaries, that I don't want, I need a break from you. And those are boundaries I'm setting for myself. Is a lot more potent than saying I'm setting boundaries with you, which would make them defensive on the side note. But most importantly, the issue isn't really them, because people take advantage of people no matter what. But the issue is you can't be taken advantage of when you have boundaries set for yourself. You have rules of engagement that you will not deviate from. Lesson learned, thank you. It's also strange to receive from an overgiver at first. God, I would be happy as hell if I had an overgiver. This happened to me recently. I know it did. You can't, in other words, when you open your house to someone, make sure that you fully feel good in your heart about it. Don't do it out of charity or out of guilt that they don't have and you have. I know this sounds, you may think it sounds selfish, but it isn't. It basically, who you bring to your house, in other words, let me put it this way. Who I allow in my house, I want you in my house. You make my household better in your presence. It's not a charity thing. You are welcome here because you bring even more light to my house. And if a person can't do that, you're not allowed in my house. I'm sorry. You're just not. There's this other aspect of, like, for example, anyway, let's move on with that. So I'm going to do an oracle reading for the divine wounded feminine. And so I want you to give your angels, guides, and allies permission to guide you in this session. And when you're ready, pick from the right, left, or middle. I'm going to start shuffling now. Right, left, or middle. And then we're going to talk about, I'm going to read to you some things a little bit today. And when you're ready, right, left, or middle. Right, left, or middle when you're ready. Yeah, I'm going to do an oracle reading after this to see how that works with this particular reading. Middle, middle. All right, my friends, middle. All right, middle. I'm going with the middle. Let's look at what's going on. All right, the Chariot, Cancer energy, 7. Fast-moving energy is coming. It could mean distance as well. Into the Knight of Wands. Knight, like knight in shining armor. Knight of Wands sideways. That's a wishy-washy revolving door energy. It's also known as the player card, meaning player, playboy, playgirl. Judgment is coming in. So very fast, judgment is moving in. Judgment is something dead coming back to life, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. It also means that something is returning. Crowning the reading, 5 of Swords. Recent past, 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is anxiety, unable to sleep, to the Death card. Transformation, that's very unpleasant. Into the 5 of Swords, crowning the reading, is mental conflict, outside conflict. The Chariot is moving fast. Distance, travel, literally travel. But it could be traveling internally. Knight of Wands sideways. Thank God it's been, it's sideways. So it's been kind of like somebody's hit the brakes. Into judgment, something coming into to life, coming back. Queen of Cups is this abundance of love. Beautiful energy of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Into the King of Pentacles, a grounded energy of Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy coming in. King of Swords is a cold energy. You've got a Queen and 2 Kings and a Knight. The King of Swords is outside your environment and is a very cold, shut down energy. It is definitely a masculine. King of Swords is a definite masculine. It is known as gender specific. And unfortunately, this person is cold, removed, analytical, almost reptilian in the way they think. In the 9th position of what you want to experience and what you hope to experience is the 2 of Wands, having control, having the world in your hand, but you still can't make a decision. And finally, 5 of Wands, outside of, again, this is conflict, outside distractions, duties, family, friends, other potential lovers are there. I'm going to clarify the Chariot right now. Tell me why the Chariot is here, please. 8 of Cups, walking away, fast. Magician, co-creating with the universe what you want. The Magician is a very interesting card. I'm going to bring it up to you. The Magician on his table has the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. The Magician is asking you, what do you want? Love, money, passion, creativity, and truths, clarity, right? So on his table are these choices that you can make, and you can choose all of them. That's not greedy to say, I want it all. Great, manifested. So here we have, again, the 2 of Wands, though. What do I want? There's hesitation, okay? What do I want? The World, 2 of Wands is in your hand, and you're not making a decision. Tell me more about the 5 of Swords, please. Page of Wands, passionate, passionate communication. Into the Judgment is coming up again. In the epicenter of the reading, we have Judgment twice. That's big. So there's some things that you need to look at. It keeps bringing itself up to you, and you need to look at it and be radically honest with yourself. 2 of Swords, but here comes 2 of Swords. This is a blindfolded woman with swords across her chest. There's a hurricane coming, and she doesn't want to see what's coming. This is a problem, my friends, because you want to rip that blindfold up, stand with those 2 swords like a warrioress, like a fierce she-king, and you want to go ahead and face the demons, yours, theirs, the truth. Knight of Wands sideways. Why? Justice. Justice is 11. It's begging for the right to right the wrongs. Empress energy. Empress energy is the cornucopia of abundance, creativity, fertility, everything you can imagine. Into the 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups is celebration. Sometimes it means reunion, the birth of something, a birth of new consciousness is coming. Judgment again, clarified judgment. The Hangman is here. Not a bad card, actually, because again, it's number 12. And in judgment, in the Hangman to the Judgment, it's like, let me see this from a different perspective through the eyes of a new consciousness. What is this? What is begging to reemerge? What am I not seeing? Into the 6 of Cups, good memories. Into the 3 of Pentacles. It could mean third party, but I'm not sure, not yet anyway. I would say typically 3 of Pentacles means mastery, mastering of the self. 6 of Cups is wonderful memories, past life connections, things returning, issues returning, good things returning. Let me keep going. Ace of Wands, a new beginning. into the Six of Cups again, into the Three of Cups. Yeah, there's a reunion coming, actually. Be aware of this reunion, okay? Be aware of this reunion and make sure that you take the right steps when the reunion to your beloved happens. Do not go into your old, into the habits of the feminine. Why didn't you call me? Where have you been? What's going on? In other words, don't go there. Do what I've been telling you to do, which is educate your twin into a conscious awakening. Queen of Cups, why is she here? Nine of Swords, yeah. Nine of Swords, the Chariot to the Hierophant. So Nine of Swords is anxiety. I see it twice again. There's a lot of reflective energy, mirroring energy between you and your person. Nine of Swords is I can't sleep, I'm suffering. Chariot is fast-moving energy. That is, this pain is, it's like a trajectory. It's boomeranging you to the Hierophant. Hierophant is spiritual values. It has a lot to do with a spiritual awakening. In this case, Hierophant is connected to the highest level of Taurus energy, as is Empress. Empress connects with, it connects with Taurus and Libra energy. So here we have Taurus at its highest level of conscious awakening and so forth. And here again is Taurus again, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo with the King of Pentacles. Why is it here? Eight of Pentacles is a learning curve. It's like apprenticing. Think of it as an internship into Leo energy with the Strength card. And the Strength card is the fight between the ego and the soul, into the Four of Cups, refusing an opportunity that comes to you. And the opportunity that comes to you could be understanding the truth. That is going to be the issue. And so when you look at this issue of the Four Cups, it's like it could be that what you've denied to see for a truth, right? Maybe a toxic truth about yourself or your beloved, you have to look at it and you're refusing. It is an opportunity for you to cleanse that cleanse this out of you. In other words, you can still know that your beloved is a gambler or a cheater or a self-destructive human being. But you can be honest with understanding who they are, and because you love their soul. The twin flame journey is about the soul recognition, in spite of the chaos that these egoic frameworks offer us, and they're very challenging. The King of Swords, why is this here, please? Ten of Cups, Six of Wands, Page of Swords. Excellent. So the King of Swords is like reflecting on, I want emotional fulfillment. I want to win this. Six of Wands is triumphant, winning. And the Page of Swords means a lot of things. It means like, spy energy, but in this case, it means learning, a learning curve. Tell me more about this energy. Four Cups again. So guess what? So the runner-chaser becomes the chaser-runner, is what I'm seeing here. So an opportunity to have everything you can imagine, to win this game. Ten of Cups to the Six of Wands is triumphant, willing to learn new ideas with the Page of Swords, is being refused. That's what I'm seeing, because it's a King of Swords energy. Does that make sense so far? I hope it does. So you and this person are in the Four Cups détente, which means stagnation. And you're not moving forward because both of you are so triggered that the Four Cups is giving you the opportunity to see things, to love each other in spite of these issues. And yet, here we have this refusal that is going on, right? Tell me more about the Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is homeless energy, into the Hermit, which is introspective energy, into the Four of Pentacles, which is holding on to material concerns. Four of Pentacles is a miserly energy. It's holding on to bullshit. It's holding on to the material ideas of what makes sense, what is logical, what your duties to other people, what will people think, things of that nature. Most importantly, the question should be, what will I think of me if I accept bullshit as my new normal? So the Five of Pentacles is this feeling of feeling absolutely homeless because of the Five of Wands, outside distractions and influences, into Hermit going. And Hermit is a good card. It's an introspective energy. You have the opportunity to go within and meditate and journal and take long walks in nature and kind of figure out what you need to heal. And yet you're holding on to Four of Pentacles, which is, you're not going to go far, my friend, holding on to bullshit. Tell me more about the Four of Pentacles. Chariot keeps coming up for you 3 times in a row. Chariot to the devil energy, which is toxic energy, to the Nine of Cups. So what it means is be willing to literally rifle through your toxic traits and theirs. Like, understand it. And if they can't meet you halfway, right, in terms of if they're not willing to look at their own toxic trait and say, I am hurting, I have these habits, and I'm going to figure out how to fix them. I'm going to go to Al-Anon or Coda or whatever. I forgot some of the terms. But I'm going to go and seek not just professional help, but spiritual help. I might go do ayahuasca. I'm just gonna do bufo. I'm gonna do something because I'm so sick of. You want a masculine to come to you in that vein of vulnerability and honesty, and you also have to come to a place in your own self to go, what is my toxic trait? Why am I saying that I cannot move forward in my mission without my twin? What's wrong with me? If this is my twin and I am my twin, then I can be the conduit to my twin. I can be my twin double whammy. If my twin in this egoic perspective of his incarnation refuses to learn, refuses the Ten of Cups to the Six of Cups to the Page of Swords, which means I'm going to learn. I want to learn all I can to have the Ten of Cups, which is marriage, love, commitment, emotional fulfillment. If they can't do that, then you need to walk alone and do your mission and allow the universe to actually escort you to your mission without looking back. I'm not kidding. So what we're looking at here is the divine feminine who's wounded, who is going through massive, she's refusing to look at what is holding her back. And it's not her twin, believe it or not. It's her attachment, her toxic attachment to her twin. And so she knows that her twin is good and kind and generous and loving and just an amazing co-creator when she is not in the body. You know what I mean? But the problem is these temples we live in are controlled by the monkey mind, you know? 99% of us are controlled by the monkey mind 24/7. So this is where chanting comes in. Chanting, you'll see Buddhist monks, right? I'm sure you've seen a Hindu Buddhist monks who chant and chant and chant and for hours and hours and hours. They too are fighting the monkey mind. But they become so transcendental at some point that, and I'm sure I hope you've seen this, where you've seen Buddhist monks up in the mountains in Nepal or whatever, and they douse them with ice water in the middle of the snow, and they throw these heavy wool wet blankets on them, and I believe within an hour or two it's steaming dry with their mind, with their chanting, with the mantras. So the reason I'm on this campaign to have people like you understand the power of mantras is to help you overcome your limitations based on the concept of this egoic monkey mind constantly talking and talking and talking, and you're allowing it to do that. You're allowing it to do that. And once you stop allowing it through the chanting of mantras constantly, people come. I have clients asking me, so Tony, are you asking me to say it all day long? Yeah, I'd rather you repeat a mantra in your head all day long than allow your monkey mind to slay you again and again, death by 1,000 cuts. So what we're looking at here, sadly, okay, is that you have an opportunity to see that you are enough unto yourself and you're refusing to see it. Your twin is giving you an opportunity to win everything they've ever wanted. 10 of Cups to the 6 of Wands to the Page of Swords, with the 4 of Cups being their answer to the universe, which means they're not rising off their knees. And I think part of the reason why that's happening right now, though I see a reunion, is because you will not have a lasting reunion until you are enough unto yourself, until you become transcendental, your twin. If you dropped your body right now, okay, and you saw your twin through the eyes of your true soul self, right? And your twin had children with another woman or whatever, or another man, whatever, right? you would be it would not trigger you at all, because you would be coming from a point of view of transcendental acceptance and unconditional love. And you would see that your twin is living a life in 3D, and you would do your best to help them navigate some of their egoic, toxic traits, irregardless of who they were married to. You would know how to do that because you would not be in the egoic framework of the human 3D body. Does that make sense? And you need to remind yourself of that truth, because that is a truth. Because when people pass, they don't care who you're going to marry. In fact, they hope you do marry someone else. They hope that you do find love after they're gone. That's true love, by the way. Fake love, toxic love is please don't forget me. Don't fall in love with anyone else. Just, build an altar to me and then eventually come and be with me. That's a toxic love. That's not true love. Okay, that's not how it works. When you're really in a spiritual sense, your truest self, which is without these bodies, right? And remember, these bodies, each of these egoic frameworks that we experience are temporary. I hope you know that, right? So the Tony personality is a Tony personality in this incarnation, just like the warrior personality that I had in, as a Viking, which I was a bastard, to be honest. Thank God is no longer part of who I am in this incarnation. Thank fucking God, right? So what I'm trying to say to you is that if you could remind yourself of this simple truth about that, you would transcend jealousy and so forth. And believe me, my toxic trait is jealousy. That's the irony. So when I say this to you, I say it to you and to myself to remind you of what this is, okay, and where you're going. Do you have any questions or shares or comments on that? Let me look at your comments if you have any. Let me look. Okay, let me see. Okay, so, and no questions, no comments, any questions? Thank you, Tony. Oh, thank you, Becca. Thank you for being here. I'm doing a lot of lives, and a lot of them you're going to see me pushing mantras. I'm going to start pushing mantras because this client this morning had not done one mantra I had sent to her. God bless her soul. And it's not because she's lazy. It's because she honestly doesn't believe it's necessary or is going to do anything for you. And that's a lie. I don't do mantras because I'm stupid. I do mantras because I know the power of these words. Now, when I read from the book of the Healing Mantras last night, what did he say? He said, what did Thomas say? Thomas said that these mantras, these Sanskrit mantras, were kept secrets up until 150 years ago. Why would you keep Sanskrit mantras secrets? Why would you keep them secreted away from the common man and woman? Because they fucking work. That's why. And the elite don't want us to know that. The elite, the Western elite, whatever elites, have their own strange mantras and ceremonies that are very dark. And as long as you do these mantras and you walk towards the light, you will be more and more empowered in a beautiful way. When I say power, I don't mean power to be a subjugating force to others. What I mean by power is that you are so self-aware, so transcendental, so in the light of love, that you finally feel peace 24/7 in your heart, in these bodies. Now, what's interesting and what I said to you last night about the fact that we have high vibrational souls that will never incarnate in 3D because they can't, because they know they will lose consciousness, meaning they will be in a state of amnesia, not remembering their source, not remembering who they are, right? Okay, now listen to this. This is big, and I'm going to repeat it because last night it was like 2 o'clock in the morning when I finished my live. So for those of you who weren't there, I'm going to tell you what I was saying. So imagine, here you are in a body, in a system called 3D that is so dense that some souls, some high level, 6, 7 dimensional souls do not come here because they're afraid to lose consciousness. Now here you are in 3D, piercing through the veils, the cement of the 3D brain that encases your spirit. And here you are, like a little seed. They're showing me a little tree literally piercing through a cement sidewalk, becoming a tree in its own. So here you are piercing through this dense cemented consciousness called 3D and becoming self-aware and walking towards self-realization. That's badass. That's like amazing to me. That's like, I'm like so kick-ass. I can't even tell you. So if you see yourself that way, and you're patient with your evolution, and you're realizing that your soul is spoon feeding you, clearly, right? Spoon feeding you. And the universe is spoon feeding you. And your guides are spoon feeding you. Why? Because we can't give an infant a leg of lamb, okay? It will choke. So just like Kundalini awakening, oh, my Kundalini awakened. Yeah, there are levels to Kundalini awakening. There's level 1, it's very soft, level 2, and so on and so forth. Because a full-on Kundalini awakening can actually chatter you to such levels that it can actually harm people. You have to have a health. That's why when people say I was born with a Kundalini awakening, unless they're highly evolved souls, unless they're like on the level of Yeshua or Mary Magdalene, I call bullshit. I'm just being real with you. Kundalini awakening needs to happen very softly. It's a self-realization. It's a transcendental power that comes over you. And it comes over you little by little. Some of you have been awakened abruptly. It's almost like you were in a coma, right? Living your life, in 3D. And then suddenly shit just boom, 2017, a lot of you started waking up, okay? And it's flung you into the dark night of the soul. And thank God, here you are. You survived it like a phoenix rising from the ashes. So, yeah, there's a lot going on right now, right? We've talked about April 8th, no joke. This is a very serious portal, a very powerful portal. So powerful that the elite are actually using it to do their shenanigans, their fuckeries. And we have to turn our backs to them and escort the planet to 5D, okay? And mantras are part of the ceremony that me and Andromeda Flame are looking to set up. We are planning to do April 7th, which I have to organize with her, for the collective here on TikTok. And I'm sure only 13 of you or 12 or even 9 will show up. But it doesn't matter, because our goal is for you guys to take the knowledge of what we're going to share with our tight group of people, because we do need massive focused attention. And we're only inviting a certain select group of people that we know have that intention and that focus. Do you understand? So it's not personal. But what we're looking to do is share our knowledge into how to bring about this power, right? This focus through the portals. By the way, some of you in the West Coast will have to get up at 2:15 a.m. in the morning. I have to get up at 5:15 in the morning. And yeah, it's that important that if you want to do it for the collective, for the New Earth, you'll have to do that. That's a sacrifice. I'm just letting you know. And it's a small sacrifice for a big, massive payout. Any questions on that, by the way? Let me see. I've been weepy all morning for no apparent reason. You're purging, Alexandra, and that's very good. Happy to see you on here. It's very good. You're actually purging. Did Mantras in the Forest yesterday was beautiful. Oh, Jennifer, I'm so happy. Hi, Tony. Hey, Beth, it's good to see you. I did. Where are you meeting? Right here on TikTok on April 7th. My 3D promise work. You're very energy draining right now. It's a call, Tony, on the 7th. No, it's not a call. It's going to be right here on TikTok. I have to coordinate with Andromeda Flame so we can do it on TikTok. We'll both be on live. We're doing it on April 7th to teach you what to do so you guys can take home, there's an old black saying called eat the fish and throw away the bones. Take what resonates with you, create what you want, add to what you want, do what you want with it, but you'll get a framework, and I'll upload it on my YouTube so you guys can, listen to it with your cohorts, your tribe of soul tribe starseeds, and then co-create your own thing. But the point is, you need to look at the time difference that's happening so that you're actually up and at 'em doing your work when the portals are opening during the solar eclipse, okay? And that's really important. So the goal is not to fight the elites doing their bullshit, their fuckery. The focus is to turn your back to that energy and to open the portals and to use those portals for escorting planet Earth and the collective to the 5D. That's actually what we're doing. Does that make sense? And so this will be a trial run, kind of like a wedding rehearsal, if you will. Oh my God, I love that. A wedding reversal. Okay, I got it. Thank you. What are the elites doing? Well, Stephanie, look up April 8th, Red Heifer. Look up Red Heifer. and they're about to do a ceremony of unaliving the red heifer, which the only time you unalive animals and other sentient beings is when you're up to no good. Let's just put it that way. Because I can tell you that light beings never, we don't unalive in anything. We don't take anything's life, okay, at all, ever, okay? So just look up April 8th, red heifer, and you should be very well educated within, I'd say, a half hour as to what's happening. And I'm laughing because they're idiots. They actually think they know what they're doing, and they're playing with fire. What the, wow, that's scary. No, don't be scared, Stephanie, because that's exactly what they want. Do you hear me laughing? It isn't scary. It's a split of realities that are going to start happening right now. A split of realities. I had a young client whose mother is a client of mine who came to me because she was freaking out because she was getting a lot of deja vus. And deja vus is, when you're like, wait, I've already experienced this already in a parallel reality. So what's happening is that the realities are opening up, and we're having concurrent things happening. And there is a split of reality that's going to happen on April 8th. These people have no idea what they're creating. But I'm going to tell you a funny story because I don't want you to be scared. I'll tell you, it's funny but not funny. I had a client who came to me who was freaking out because he had done a love spell. And what he had done is he had actually brought in a malevolent spirit who was fucking with him. And he was freaking the fuck out. And I had to show him, I'm not a Ghostbuster, but I've had people come to me to Ghostbust, if you will, to direct them on what to do. Long story short, I had to give him directions on what to do. Sometimes when you use spells or rituals that require blood, yeah, you open portals that you can't control. We've had tons of Hollywood movies tell us that, but they still don't fucking get it. It's kind of funny. So don't be scared at all, okay? That's the last thing that that you want to go through. Thank you, Jennifer, for saying that. Tori, this is not that kind of live. If you follow me, if you want a proper reading, just, go ahead and go to my website and just fill out the intake form, and I will call you and we can book a session. But be more respectful of your questions. Lives are not the place to get answers to life-changing questions. It's not the appropriate place. You're not going to get, you'll never get a good answer from those kinds of systems. So any questions on April 8th? So on April 7th, I'm hoping Andromeda Flame, I'm hoping that she can join me. I'm going to ask her if we can. On April 8th, she's definitely going to be there. We're going to be doing our thing on Zoom with a group of people that we're doing it. And I'm inviting you to please consider, don't think you're not powerful. Don't think for 1 second you can't do this. Don't think that you not showing up won't matter. It fucking will. This is not voting for a president, a corrupt president, okay? This is, you have the power to manifest massive change and in just intentioning 5D and escorting the planet to a new beautiful vibration. So Jennifer, I love that you went into the force and chanted a mantra. Would you share which mantra you shared? You chanted in the forest. That's a beautiful image. I just got that image. That is so beautiful. Any other questions? I'm going to pull out an oracle card for what we just did on this particular tarot reading on the divine feminine that is hurting and wounded. Bear with me. Hang on for a quick second. I'm wondering, I think I'm going to go with the Light Worker Oracle, the Love 1111 edition. So let me go ahead and pull from that so that we can see what the message is. I think Kali is a little too harsh for you, so I'm not going to do Kali today. All right. So let me go ahead and have you breathe into your heart chakra. And then when you're ready, pick from the top, bottom, or middle. And of course, the majority wins on that one, okay? And I've got Palo Santo burning. So if I cough, it's because there's the sage, California white sage, and Palo Santo burning as we speak. And when you're ready, middle. Okay, I'll stop. Middle. Bottom. I need to collect. Okay, middle. I'm going with middle. Okay, 30. Oh my God, you guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love it. It's middle. I just picked middle. But I'm going to pick two more just for the hell of it. I'm going to pick bottom as a side note, so that all of you get your message, okay? So listen to this. So you know, buckle up, my friends. We're about to read. The first one, what did we just talk about? We talked about earth healing. We just talked about bringing planet Earth to her power. So 38 is 11. It's the muzzle lion. And planet Earth has been a muzzle lioness. She has not been well treated by the elite or by the populace. Been a muzzle lioness. She has not been well treated by the elite or by the populace. Earth healing is what the card is called. And let's read it. There's this beautiful angelic Gaia woman, with this beautiful afro with all these flowers in her hair. It's really, really beautiful. So let's go to 38. Then after that, I will tell you the other two cards. Bear with me. Bear with me while I look for the page. 38. Okay, I'm going too far ahead. And here it is. Okay, let's begin. Your soul is supported by Earth Mother in every way possible to help you manifest your divine destiny. Such fruition benefits your personal growth and spiritual evolution, nurtured by divine love to fulfill your potential, and in turn that generates spiritual benefits for all being. A key aspect of your divine destiny is contribute helpful and uplifting consciousness to the beings of Earth. That's you coming in on April 8th and doing your due diligence. You are part of a soul team of earth healers dedicated to raising the frequency of consciousness which can be grounded on this planet. So, Jennifer, when you went into the woods and chanted a mantra, that's what you were doing. You are a nurturer of souls and of our planet. You will be nurtured and supported in return. Believe that there is a powerful planetary intelligence lovingly invested in your soul's accomplishment. Every human being belongs to a collective spiritual destiny of returning home to divine love. Yet the path to that spiritual destiny is unique for each of us based on our talent, abilities, and the particular lessons our soul needs to learn during this incarnation. Your soul is choosing to grow more empowered, increasing its wisdom and capacity for love and higher consciousness by enrolling in Earth School. This means incarnating into a body and through loving consciousness and spiritual growth, developing your soul so that you can see, hear, feel, know, taste, touch, and experience the divine. You are awakening heaven on earth, learning to embody your light. This is so perfect for what we just discussed April 7th, April 8th. This is incredible. The spiritual mastery and karmic blessing for doing this work are gifts in themselves. Yet there is more you are capable of giving and receiving on your soul's journey this lifetime. Our earth recognizes your body, soul, and spirit moving towards integration as potential sources of higher frequencies of presence, love, and light, assisting her own spiritual evolution, which includes the spiritual evolution of countless beings manifesting their life journey through her body. Earth is an exceptionally beautiful and powerful spiritual being, offering supporting higher frequencies through your committed soul healing path to help raise her vibration as she holds space for so many beings to experience spiritual growth is a precious gift of love and respect. Pachamama, Mother Earth, Bhumi, Gaia, is the epitome of unconditional love. Unconditional love. And she has been our home for centuries, for thousands of, if not hundreds of thousands of incarnation. And so she is asking us to step up. So, I mean, if I'm asking you on April 8th to get up at 2:30 in the morning, like it's actually 2:21 a.m. in the morning. So I would say get up at 2:10 just to be on time. Please do it. Please consider doing it and spread the word. You have the uncommon karmic blessing of experiencing part of your spiritual journey in a human body. Part of that process will involve sharing your light with Earth, and as your sense of soul connection with your own heart unfolds, so too will your sense of Earth Mother as a sentient spiritual being with whom you have personal soul relationship. Such deep bonding whom you have a personal relationship with. Such deep bonding can evoke additional layers of meaning and inspiration to your path as a human being. particularly if you resonate with the role of healer, guide, mentor, or teacher to others on the path. You may instinctively express your developing soul relationship with Earth as a spiritually sentient being through engaging in healing ritual practices with the natural world, or perhaps through championing various Earth-centric causes such as conservation and environmental protection, ethical practices, and healing, offering to alleviate suffering in all forms. This seems incredible. From the most obvious gestures to the most subtle, this oracle tells you that you are very powerful enough to make a meaningful contribution to the quality of consciousness upon our planet. You are encouraged to tend your work with quiet confidence and loving dedication. Earth will support you in your work by providing material means for your whilst you are here on this planet. Material means include abundance and support, nourishment, sanctuary, connection and relationship, signs and guidance for your progress, opportunities to grow and heal your soul, and educational opportunities and the means to take advantage of them with the chance to apply what you have learned in real-world context. The more you devote yourself to your task of earth healing, the more you will attract the support your soul needs to fulfill your spiritual goals. If you've been wondering if the spiritual work you are doing is making a contribution, take this oracle as validation. What you are doing matters. Your soul will expand and grow through the work you are doing and the positive influence that you can have in the world because you are capable. It is also being acknowledged that you are already helping in ways you may not always consciously realize. But Earth and the spiritual worlds know you have loved Earth enough to take human form and invest faithfully in your soul healing journey. Your presence here is so needed and honored. There's so much to be grateful for already, and even further blessings on their way. April 8th, my friends, April 8th. That's all I got to say. This was definitely unbelievable. I can't believe I pulled out this card. That was insane. So blessings to that. The next card that I pulled out to honor you guys was top. And top was initiation by fire, which is 22. And you're not going to believe this, but bottom was 44, the violet flame. You can't make this shit up. So 22 is 4. And in Kabbalah numerology, actually, it's something I've been downloaded. 4 is the number of a volunteer. In other words, this is the number of somebody who said, when you were with your girl, I don't have to come here. Yeah, you don't have to come here. Do you want to go to another planet? No, I think I want to come here. During the ascension? Yeah, I want to do it. Yeah, I want that. So that's 44. Violet flame 44 is 8. It's paying karma. It could even be paying karma to yourself. Maybe you betrayed yourself in many incarnations where you didn't feel valid or you were afraid of speaking your voice. And now you're coming here to right the wrongs that you did to yourself. Not so much that you're paying karma to other people, but to yourself, if that makes any sense. All right, so let me read initiation, okay? Initiation by fire. Initiation by fire is a life-changing spiritual cleansing. Many old patterns, beliefs, forms, and structures in your life will not survive it. Your life is meant to be transformed through this process, and for this to occur, attachments must be softened and allowed to release according to higher wisdom. Allow the power of divine fire to clear and purify your spirituality. This is not a time to hold on to anything, no matter how much you once believed you needed it or couldn't live without it. This is totally the tarot reading that we just did. This is you thinking that you cannot be in mission without your twin. And this, you're being put on notice that that's not true. That's a lie. That's a lie you've created to yourself. While this can create uncertainty, it is also profoundly liberating. In releasing and letting go, you will gain so much more than you ever imagined, opening to fresh blessings and new life. You are destined to emerge like the phoenix from the symbolic spiritual flame, born anew. You have the spirit of the phoenix in you. Even if all seems lost, you shall rise again. You are guided to remember this as you are being spiritually cleansed through initiation by fire. Often during such times, you will feel you are being asked to let go of relationships, situations, jobs, attitudes, and belief systems that you have relied upon. You have relied upon. These things likely felt essential to you, but the very things that you couldn't imagine living without. You might have unintentionally placed more faith in that person, place, belief system, or identity than you place in the divine plan for your life. You might hold on to them rather than allowing the divine to guide you. On the earth plane, attachments form, and there will be times when these attachments become confining rather than supportive, and so need to be released. Yeah. Try to overgive to yourself. What an idea, right? During the initiation by fire, all such attachments are spiritually burned clean. Clearing attachments does not necessarily mean there will no longer be connections. Connections is based on love. And although releasing attachments may result in certain situations or relationships no longer forming part of your life, that will only occur where the energetic resonance was missing or where a karmic contract has been completed. All things have an expiration date. All things. And sometimes the expiration date is for a particular pattern of behavior. And then there's a reboot. And in some cases, twins come back together, for example, or a relationship with a parent is rebooted for a new beginning because maybe some things have been burnt and a new beginning is now possible on a higher frequency, a higher understanding, right? All right, let me continue. Attachment can be purified whilst connections remain when there is resonance at a soul level for an ongoing journey. In such cases, the journey will be healthier, free, and more loving. Even if you are willing to let this happen and work with it as consciously as you can, it is natural to feel fear, grief, anger, or sadness, confusion, and doubt as you go through the process of letting go. Clearing attachments can trigger feelings of insecurity and uncertainty as the soul learns to orient itself in the world in a new and more spiritual way. Rebirthing the soul is an act of sacred healing accomplished through spiritual grace, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily easy. The process requires enormous courage and will challenge the mind and the heart to trust. This is why initiates are spiritually tough and prepare over many lifetimes, building enough spiritual muscle in the soul that they are willing to go through experiences others less prepared souls would distrust. Initiates will go through whatever is asked of them in order to attain sacred fruition of their heart's longing. If you go to Astral Legends and you look at Yeshua's journey, that's exactly what was happening. Look at Astral Legends on YouTube and look up Yeshua, and you'll understand this even more profoundly, what I just read on Alana Fairchild. Whatever has been your greatest attachment in life will be where the fire burns brightest. That may involve your family, a marriage, job, security, a talent, or something that you have used to define your sense of self. You may feel as though your will is being superseded by a greater exertion of divine will, and you have no choice but to submit to what is unfolding. This can be experienced as a kind of act of humbling that brings relief rather than humiliating failure. Anxious grasping can then soften and be replaced by a willingness to be guided by a wisdom greater than one's limited personal point of view. The soul settles into a rightful sense of place in the greater scheme of spiritual unfoldment. Peace increases in the soul. There's a sense of spiritual security and belongings that begins to bloom within the soul, and this engenders greater confidence to embrace one's spiritual process. Remember that events and situations that seem to evoke disruption in your life are not punishment nor bad luck. They are the movement of reality jostling the keys of your soul's liberation. The situation that you may feel are testing you are actually the spiritual birth pangs of your soul's initiation, preparing you to cross the threshold into greater spiritual capacity and divine embodiment. You are outgrowing what you have known, and though it can feel disconcerting or even downright intimidating to face the unknown, you are ready. Remember that the power of fire is destructive only in part. It also stimulates rapid new growth. At the right moment, you will spring back and your ascent will be swift. Soon you will realize it is time to feel excited about new possibilities. A new way of life is emerging for you with more freedom and truth because of the inner healing work you have been doing on your spiritual path over lifetimes. All right, I'm going to go to 44. Any questions? Any comments? Does this resonate? Who does this resonate for, actually, is my question. Who does this resonate to? Spot on. Great. Perfect. Thank you, Beth. Me. Good. Excellent. Fantastic. Okay, now let me get some water because I can feel my mouth drying. Bear with me. Hang on. And I'm going to look at the violent flame, which So the violet flame, I used to work with that when I was in my early 20s a lot. I used to work with the violet flame constantly. And then one day on my live, somebody mentioned the violet flame, and I remembered the Chohans, and I used to study this a lot. And so now the violet flame, Saint Germain, the alchemist, very famous alchemist, who was in the royal court of France, Louis the 14th, the court of Versailles, who appeared in the court of Versailles doing all these alchemical things that were insane, magical, non-logical in 3D. And then just like he appeared, he disappeared mysteriously. And I have to remember again more of Chohan. So as I study this again, I will share what I learned, okay? All right, 44, violet flame. The violet flame is an expression of the seventh reign of ritual order and ceremony. The violet flame and the seventh ray are a stream of energy flowing from the creative center of the universe. This energy stimulates evolution into new forms and the balance of letting go of the past without dismissing what has held value. Wise honoring of ancient wisdoms and beneficial traditions, differentiated from outmoded form, allow the soul to work towards birthing a new world order with wisdom. This energy is radical and respectful. It is freedom and it is responsibility to the greater good of all beings. When the energy of the seven ray infuses your soul, a new way is being birthed, bringing with it a vitalized experience of freedom, choice, and creativity. There may be an increased interest in magic, ceremony, and ritual for healing purpose. The violet flame is a spiritual manifestation of high-frequency violet light. The Archangel Zachiel and Ascending Master Saint Germain channel this light, which transmutes energy from lower to higher frequencies, functioning as a spiritual cleansing agent that liberates lower dimensional energies into more loving and open and free expression. This restores joy to the heart. Your soul is transitioning between one vibrational state to a higher state of being. This will entail sifting through what has value and needs to be sustained for your soul's ongoing progress and what can be gracefully released. The seven ray is very active upon the earth at this time. All of humanity is being affected by it, and those who are sensitive to spiritual energy will notice it most. The seven ray is the push-pull between the old and the new, the life that has been and can no longer continue in that form, and the new life that wants to evolve from the old. April 8th is that portal, okay? That is that portal. We are going to split away from these malevolent energies of greed. And just like you plant a seed, April 8th is the day we plant the seed collectively. Let me be clear. Will the seed bear fruit on the same day? No. When you plant a sapling tree, an apple tree, will it bear fruit that first year? No, it takes 7 years before it bears fruit. You guys know that, right? So I'm not saying it's going to take 7 years, but a crop of tomatoes doesn't take a day to give you tomatoes. So when April 8th happens and you've done your ritual, the worst thing you could do afterwards, after, like say by following Sunday or following week, you saying, well, that didn't work. Worst thing you can do. Because at that point, you've neutralized all your work. So don't do that. Do the work. Show up April 8th. Do what you're supposed to do. And be in gratitude. And patiently wait for the harvest to come. Let me continue. This energy values the tradition and ancestral wisdom that are essential spiritual nutrients to the soul of humanity and must be preserved for humanity's ongoing evolution. There is also an understanding that certain ways of the past will be insufficient to meet current evolutionary needs. Trust that. The universe, everything has an expiration date. Everything. When the seventh ray infuses your soul, you will experience a siphoning out process, determining what has value at a soul level, neither holding on too tightly out of fearful attachment and the desire to avoid grief. Did you hear that? Listen, I'm going to say it again because this is a problem that many of us humans have. Determining what has value at a soul level, neither holding on too tightly out of fearful attachment and the desire to avoid grief, nor falling into the trap of affording undue honor simply because something is new and different. As the soul moves through this discernment process, you are encouraged to balance your attachment to what has been with an openness to the new seeking to find its way into your world. It is time to lovingly and fearlessly question what has been and honor what continues to hold value. The seventh ray holds a collective view, and you will be balancing awareness of individual needs and desires with the collective needs of humanity to continue progressing spiritually. Progress is inherent to the seven ray, and although that is a positive occurrence overall, it can generate a temporary sense of discomfort and unease as the disruption of old forms yields energy to support the new. Whether you are feeling this in your personal life or in the collective, part of your soul's work at this time is to find and radiate a state of spiritual rest within divine love. This will provide spiritual stability whilst the outer forms go through the process of transformation. Turn off the damn TV. I'm just going to say. The seventh ray translates spiritual energy into forms, creating something out of what was visible and intangible. This is the realm of sacred magic, manifesting something from apparently nothing. It is the basis of all true creativity. These are the inspired solutions and synchronicities that seem to come out of nowhere. I'm being told, because you're asking me, what should we do? On April 7th, me and Andromeda Flame are going to give you a suggested ceremony. But some of you, I just heard, I'm not joking, where on April 7th, as you prepare for April 8th, might want to do a chalk art on your sidewalk of a tree of life or the flower of life or something like that. That says April 8th, escorting planet Earth to 5D. And people will walk on that sidewalk and see it and shift consciousness. So it's important to do it a few days before April 8th. Okay? I just got that download, Becca. It just came. So for some, that will be appropriate. The seventh ray is the divine instrument of new order and higher alignment of the soul. There are opportunities that the universe wants to bring to you for the greater good of all. You can trust in the process of realignment, whether that be subtle refinement or radical redirection that is occurring on your soul healing journey now. Heart-centered practices of sacred ritual and ceremonies are ways to attract, amplify, and implement the seven-ray energy to create energetic space into which the seed of new consciousness can enter the human mind and heart individually and collectively. Yeah, it's the 100 monkey theories. That's also why April 8th is important, as the portals open. Let's continue. Lovingly, intentioned ceremonies and rituals in service to divine healing feeds the soul's need for sacred embodiment. It is the hunger within the soul that many seek through spiritual practices or religion or even through the less conscious ritual of addiction. Where unconscious ritual can undermine the flow of energy towards consciousness, sacred healing rituals open the way to bring forth new life. Rituals that are consciously created with intention and loving words and actions might include a yoga practice, conscious dance, meditation upon the light of a candle, and expressing invocation and sacred movement, such as placing your hand in prayer position at your heart and bowing your head. Action infused with sacred intention is what transforms an otherwise ordinary movement and moment into extraordinary. Spiritual offering with genuine healing benefit. The spiritual juice that vitalizes ritual is presence. Presence. So, for example, when was the last time you actually spoke to Pachamama, Mother Earth, Gaia Bhumi, and put your forehead to the ground in obeisances to her and apologized for your past incarnations when you were ignorant of her goodness, her being as powerful as soul, if more powerful than we are? When was the last time? Have you ever done that? Start today. Okay? Being present and intentional generates the transformational fires. It potents the violet flame in the depth of the soul, cleansing, illuminating, and transmuting that which was into that which must be. always for the highest good. You are guided to clarify, purify, perhaps through a violet flame invocation and visualization, and articulate your intentions on a regular basis, anchoring them with simple practices. The challenge with the seventh ray is to not become obsessed with the future, with the new, to the extent that you forget about the valuable aspect of what already is. It is about developing what has value, not rejecting outright anything from the past. The past can teach us wisdom and help us create a more loving future if we allow ourselves to balance our passion for the future with a respect for what has been. The oracle is guiding you to honor certain elements of your soul's experience or past creations and embrace that which already has value in the present moment, as well as opening up to how that can be part of something profoundly new and different. The gift of the seven ray is love for the material world and the capacity of the body to move and be and express as a manifestation of the spiritual dimensions. The seven ray brings understanding of the ability of higher frequency energy to transform fear into love, something akin to high-speed polished transformation transforming tarnish to shine. Visualizing or imagining your multidimensional being completely encompassed within shining violet light can help the soul cleanse itself and also help to clear the energy field around us. Then, the divine presence can be more widely and readily perceived, and the comfort of this can help all beings become free from mental anguish and emotional suffering. Every facet of your life is meant to be integrated into your soul journey and your spiritual path. If any element of your life journey currently feels out of alignment with spiritual grace, you are encouraged to believe that it can and will transform as your soul continues to heal. The consciousness of the seven ray moves radically ahead of the curve. The presence of this ray in a reading can indicate a time when the energies of the soul's authentic process are moving far ahead of what has manifested in one's life. The conscious mind may experience trepidation about trusting intuition that appears disconnected from the reality of the present moment. Here, the conscious mind needs to anchor itself in the heart to find peace and trust by differentiating between fantasy, which is divorced from reality, and intuition, which is responding to a subtle reality that is very real but not yet manifesting in the physical plane. As a spiritual birthing energy, the soul is supported by the seventh ray for divine encouragement when it must take action to birth a new reality that the conscious mind cannot yet grasp. I'm going to repeat this. Listen to this. As a spiritual birthing energy, the soul is supported by the seven ray for divine encouragement when it must take action to birth a new reality that the conscious mind cannot yet grasp. A new world, a new earth, where the current infrastructure is no longer. Can your mind grasp that? Of course not. Of course not. And you'll have a lot of naysayers saying, oh yeah, good luck. Can your mind grasp that? Of course not. Of course not. And you'll have a lot of naysayers saying, oh yeah, good luck. Oh, utopia. Oh yeah, that's not going to happen here. Really? Why not? Ask the universe for confirmation and clarity, and trust in your progress and your process. At the right time, you will have confirmation of your faith. That's true faith. Anything else is shenanigans of the mind. And true faith is not just true faith. That means it's not passive. Faith is not passive. It's not supposed to be passive. I hope you know that, right? Faith is action. Faith is, what do you want? I want this. Good, let's go get it. What do? We do this. We do mantras, we chant, we visualize. We find out there's a portal opening, we jump in on that portal. And we manifest. Faith in action. Faith without action is bullshit. It's self-importance. It does nothing. So action in the material world with faith that what you're doing in the material world will have long-term impact on new realities that you co-created with minds like all of us as starseeds who are for real in the light want what you want. We all want the same thing. You know what I mean? Let me see here. Let me look at what you guys are shared the live. Thank you again for sharing the live. Oh, like that one with putting forehead to earth. Didn't do that, but said, I'm sorry, yes or no was. No, Jennifer. put your ass to the ground. I mean, put your whole body, arms spread, and your forehead to the ground, and give obeisances to Mother Earth. All of you do that once. I've done it, and I've done it many times. You know, now I actually still put my forehead to Pachamama. I do. I introduce myself to her in that way. I say, I'm here. And then I have my blanket. If it's the summer, I'm butt-ass naked, and I'm in the sun, and I'm asking her, great mother, great beloved, great auntie, great grandmother, what would you like me to understand today? And I wait, and she speaks. And it's profound because it's divine, beautiful, unconditional love, wisdom that just comes through. Sometimes I nap, I fall asleep. Sometimes I shake and sobs. It's all good. It's all good, really. So yeah, definitely do that. You know what I mean? Too much water everywhere because of snow melting. I know. I'm living your life now. I get it. But in terms of the forehead thing, I've gone home muddied. So you can still do the forehead thing on your knees with the forehead, and it's not going to hurt you. Trust me. I've lived in winters. I've actually gone with my big, long, full-length anorak, you know, whatever you want to call them, and coats, with my little negligee. I'm not being funny. The sun's out, the snow's out, and for 15 minutes, my butt was so chilled I couldn't feel it anymore. But I would go and lay down and be on the snow to just reground myself. That's the life I wanted back, and that's what I've claimed for myself again. So it's important to, like, you connect as often as you can to get grounded. If you're lucky to have a little piece of woods, you know, a little forest of your own, like a little piece of heaven, make that your sanctuary, your temple. And I know you will. I held rocks in my hand while walking. Gotcha. So that's beautiful. Any other questions? Any other shares? I want to thank you so much for being here. I think we're wrapping up. I have stuff to do. I'm sure so do you. I will upload this live, so if you missed part of it, you can actually check it out from the beginning. This live was called Toxic Overgiving. And we talked about mantras, April 8th. Look it up, April 8th, the Red Heifer, 2024. And you will be shocked, and you will understand why I'm doing these lives. Have you noticed I'm doing like 2 to 3 lives a day sometimes? It's because it's important. The message is important. We need to have all hands on deck. Thank you. I want to book a hypnotherapy session soon. I would be honored, Jennifer. What a fun that would be with someone like you. That God knows the journey we'll go to. That would be amazing. But I want to, if you want to book a reading, a twin flame reading, a star seed reading, a career reading, a hypnotherapy session, go to my page, tonybarca.com. And it's Tony, Toni, Barca, Barca. I will actually put in the comments. And that's the only way you can actually reach me. I will never reach out to you. I have to keep saying that because people are getting hustled by... My son got actually hit up 3 times by different people posing as me. Can you imagine my own son? And boy, did he give them an earful. So be careful of people posing as me, following you, and you'll think I'm following you. I won't follow you unless you ask me to follow you. Okay? I follow other people I don't know. They don't know me from Adam. And I have no problems following you if you want me to. You're more than welcome to ask me, and I will. If your content is good, I'll follow you, you know. If we're on the same page, I'll definitely follow you and support your page. Absolutely. But I will not follow you. Okay. And make sure that you follow me while I'm on a live to make sure you're following the right person. That's what I've done with a couple people like Twitchy Witch. I remember I was getting all these Twitchy Witch people following me, and I was like deleting them, blocking them. And finally, one day she went on a live, and that's when I followed her. Just on the side note, that's how I know I'm following the right person, because it's so confusing. Okay, cool. So much love. Sending you much love. Have a wonderful, happy Sunday, filled with abundance. Do your meditation, do your mantras, control your monkey mind, and I'll talk to you soon. Namaste.